Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sit there. Everyone, Saranai. A very good morning to each and every one of you, and very happy Vesak to all of you. And so happy to have you all today on this special day. So we are going to spend a mindful day, and also a day that we will try to keep our body, speech, and mind in the most wholesome way. So we can, this will be a memorable day for all of us. And once we follow these precepts and spend this whole day with a lot of contemplation, reflections, and cultivating our inner goodness. So welcome you all. And first of all, I also would like to wish all the mothers who are present here and all the ladies who are present here and happy Mother's Day. So today, we are what we are going to do first. We are going to observe 8 precepts, and the precepts are an important practice we do in our spiritual path. Precepts are the voluntary vows we take as a way of training our mind. Our mind will have certain habits, certain inclinations, certain tendencies, which may not necessarily healthy or helpful. So therefore, precepts are the way to we voluntarily take these vows as a way of countering those mental tendencies. So it's not the complete solution to the problem, but it's a way of retraining. So all of our reactional patterns, the way we react to things, the way we live our life, mostly governed by our habitual patterns. And some patterns are okay, and some patterns are not okay. So precepts are the voluntary observation. They are not rules, and you're not going to get punished just if you break the precepts. It's simply a way to train our mind, and it's basically it's a training our mind. So usually we follow 5 precepts in our normal life. That's we call nitya sila, or permanent precepts. That as a decent human being, we have to have some moral principles. Five precepts means not killing, purposely killing living beings, not stealing, and not engaging in sexual misconduct, and not lying, and not taking intoxicant to the point that you will, lose your mindfulness and your sanity. Those are called 5 precepts that we are supposed to, follow every day. But today we are going to observe additional 3 precepts, and also we are going to change third precept. So additional precepts are about countering our addictive mind, and one precept is refrain from eating in the afternoon. Once you have your lunch, you're not going to eat anything afternoon. You can drink, but not eat. But of course, you are going to disavow at 4 o'clock, so no point. But usually these precepts people follow through the day, and they spend the night also. That is actually like training the moderation of eating, and train our body. How we can train ourselves that only eat when our body really needs, and then and and to train our mind not to be greedy over food, as developing inner strength, even though you see food in front of you, like maybe nice burger or donuts, but you see it and you notice your mind's urge to have it, but you notice it, but you do you want to, I mean, if you're hungry, definitely we can eat, but do you want to be a victim? Do you want to be always slaves to this sensory stimulus, but we want to develop some more inner strength. So therefore, we notice it and we remember our precept. I have made a vow not to eat in the afternoon, and so you train yourself not to deprive yourself from any pleasure, but as a way of training our mind and as a way of strengthening our mind that we can withstand distractions, we can withstand stimulation, we can withstand temptations, and you develop that quality. If you want, you can eat, but you train that quality. That is the sixth precept. And seventh precept is to refraining from all forms of entertainments. uh, Again, in the similar to the eating, and we want to refrain from all forms of entertainment for given this time, because these are precepts not to follow every day, but follow on a specific days as a way of training our mind. And can we live without entertaining our senses? And do we have to be slaves to our senses and stimulation? So therefore, we make a vow that in this particular hours, I'm not going to engage in any entertainments, music or singing or whatever. So that is this uh, seventh precept. But today we are having a devotional songs. So before we sing it, we have to disavow the precept. Otherwise, we'll be breaking the precept. So towards the end, but that is a devotional song, but it's still during the precept, we don't sing. But we will disavow before we sing. And then also additionally, other than entertainment, we also the precept also includes not having any beautification on any cosmetic beautification, refraining from that as a way of try to live a simple life, and then try to be true to ourselves. And of course it's no harm having those things when you go to normal society. But this is again training, can I accept me, who am I, as I am. So and also way of training ourselves to be simple. And there's also other precept that we will not use luxurious beds and chairs. Of course, we don't have it here. And that's also try to live a simple form of life. So this is to like experience how it how what is the kind of life, what kind of experience we will get when we live our life in a more simple way and in simplicity. And so these are the kind of training precepts. So we are going to observe them now. So before you observe them, I wanted to explain what you are going to observe. So are you clear on that? Yeah. And she is going to observe additional precept. So I will administer that later. So we call 10 precepts. She want more precepts to train herself. Yeah. Okay. So with that, we are going to observe the precepts in Pali language. But I hope that we have these papers with you, so we can read it together, and then let's observe these precepts. So, okay, let us chant together. This is, you are going to request these precepts first. So put your palms together. Maybe I will help you. Repeat after me. Okas ahang bhante තිසරණේන සද්ධින් අට්ඨාංග උපෝසත සීලං ධම්මං යාචාමි අනුග්ගහං කତ୍වා සීලං දේත මේ භන්තේ ဒ ුතියංපි ඕකාස අහං භන්තේ තිසරණේන සද්ධින් අට්ඨාංග උපෝසත සීලං ධම්මං යාචාමි අනුග්ගහං කତ୍වා සීලං දේත මේ භන්තේ තතියංපි ඕකාස අහං භන්තේ තිසරණේන සද්ධින් අට්ඨාංග උපෝසත සීලං ධම්මං යාචාමි අනුග්ගහං කତ୍වා සීලං දේත මේ භන්තේ යමහං වදාමි තං වදේත ආමබන්තේ. Okay, recite Namaskari 3 times. Can you recite Namo Tassa? Right. Please repeat after me. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani. Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani. Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani. Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani. Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya Majja Pamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Nachcha Gita Vadita Visukha Dasana Mala Gandha Vilepana Dharana Mandana Vibhusanathana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Uchchasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Tisaranena saddhiं atthanga uposatha silang dhammang sadhukang surakitang katva appamadena sampade tabbang. You just observe the eight precepts in Pali language, the language that Buddha spoke in 6th century BCE. But now let us read those precepts in English. Let's read together. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from stealing. I undertake the training rule to abstain from incelibacy. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. I undertake the training rule to abstain from eating at improper times. I undertake the training rule to abstain from dancing, singing, music shows, wearing garlands, using perfumes, and beautifying with cosmetics. I undertake the training rule to abstain from use of high and large seats and beds. Okay, so before we move, I will administer the 10 precepts. Okay. These are Naigatani Tuti. Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Adinnadana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Musavada Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majja Pamadatthana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Nachcha Gita Vadita Visuka Dasana Veramani සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මාලා ගන්ධ විලේපන ධාරණ මණ්ඩන විභූෂණට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. උච්ඡාසයන මහාසයනා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. ජාත රූප රජත පටිග්ගහනා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. තිසරණේන සද්දින් ගහට්ට දස සීලං ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අපමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. Okay, now let us together do a short chant before we start the talk. Turn to page number 8. We are going to pay our homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Itipiso bhagava arehang samma sambuddho vijñācarena sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Santa Deva Manussanang Buddho Bhagavati. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Samdittiko Akaliko Ehi pansiko opanaiko panchatang veditabbo vinyuniti. Sangha Vandana. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiti patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani Atta purisa punggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo pahuniyo Dakiniyo anjali karaniyo Anutterang punyak ketang lokansati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Page 11th. Bottom of the page 11th. Worship of shrines. Vangdami cetiyan sabbang sabbthani supatititang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So today we commemorate and spend this special day of mindfulness in honor of the of three main events happen in the life of the Buddha: his birth as a baby Siddhartha, and then his enlightenment and his passing away. So this full moon, which will be on Monday, is it Monday? Yeah, Monday full moon marks the 2569th year, beginning of the Buddhist calendar. The Buddhist calendar begins on the full moon of May. So this May will be the beginning of the year 2569. So if you go to countries like Thailand, in their calendar, instead of 2025, you will see 2569, or 69 is the day, the year. So 2569 is the year that Buddhist year counts from the passing of the Buddha. So that means this full moon, that's going to be on Monday, is the 2569th full moon, ninth Vesak full moon, that happens after the passing away of the Buddha. But in order to get, his birth, so I mean his enlightenment, if we want to know how many years ago that Buddha was enlightened, he passed away 2569 years ago, but how many years ago he was enlightened?
269.
200? Yeah, yeah, 2569 is the Buddhist year, that 2500. So that means the year that, years that Buddha, after the passing away of the Buddha. But if you count, how many years ago that Buddha was enlightened, we have to add 45 years, because he passed away at the age of 80 and he got enlightened at the age of 35. So at the age of 35 is the time that he got enlightened. So if we add 45 to this number, what's the number you get? Can we add 45 and then get the number?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
100.
Just add 45. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's 2614 years ago he was enlightened. But if we want to count how many years ago he was born, we have to add 80 to 2569. That will be 2649. Yeah. So exactly 2549 years ago he was born. 2500, so 2614 years ago he was enlightened, and 2569 years ago he passed away. So this is the number. So today we want to commemorate and also recognize the inner potential that we all have to experience what Buddha experienced. get the freedom that Buddha experienced. So this is what why Buddha gave his teachings and gave these guidelines and this practice for us. So when he was born as a prince of a small kingdom in the foothills of the Himalayan region, and so he was a contemplative person from the very beginning, and always very contemplative, as we find some records. um, so he was always questioning and contemplating the nature of life, and he was very disturbed when he saw the birds come and eat worms. That was like a for him it's something that he always contemplated, when, because his father is that the let's say the king of the small kingdom owned a lot of lands, and they had a lot of paddy fields. And then actually I went to that these the ruins, archaeological sites. Still there are a lot of paddy fields around that Kapilavastu. Yeah. So when the father is when they start the plowing season, when they plow the ground, and the worms come out, and during that time the birds come and eat. Actually, I have also seen here also, when the lawns are mowed, all the birds come from all different places, right? And why it was really bothering him is actually he want to like think that what is the nature of life. These birds have to eat, but they have to eat other life. So each life feed on each other, and that was a really kind of concern for him. Is this what is the nature of life? So that is one example, and he had that kind of contemplation. And when there's also reference that he's in their royal delicacy, they used to eat peacocks. And he was against that. So those are so from the childhood he was contemplative, he was concerned. And traditionally, it is explained that he has been practicing to become enlightened for many, many, many lifetimes. He has been fulfilling a lot of other qualities to become an enlightened person. And so that the training, the inclination that he developed in his previous lives, uh, you know shaped how he behaved in the early childhood. And there's also incident that he has a cousin, and they played together, and then they as prince they learn arrow and bow, what you call it, archery. Archery, right? Yeah. And so they were very skillful. Prince Siddhartha was very skillful in that. And when they were playing, actually there was a swan flying by, and then his cousin, the name of the cousin? Yeah.
Yes, I forget it.
Yes. Devadatta, yeah. So the cousin shoot an arrow at that swan, and he fell down. And Siddhartha ran to save the swan, and took the swan and took the arrow out, and he wanted to kill this a swan. And but then Devadatta came and said, "Hey, it belongs to me. I'm the one who shot the swan." But they said that no, it doesn't belong to you. It just belongs to no one. It belongs to nature. I want to heal this. So on. And then there was a issue. They had a contention, and so they were brought into elders, saying that I shot the swan. It belongs to me. It's my catch. But now this Siddhartha wants to take it and heal it. So there was a big so they went to the committee of the elders, and they had a hearing. So Siddhartha, as a boy, argued that how each life is so precious, it doesn't belong to anyone. Just because you shot this arrow doesn't mean that that song belongs to you. So he was able to convince the elders to give freedom to that son, and to heal. So he was different from from childhood. But when he grew up, he was contemplating on most suffering that is in the lives of the people. And traditionally we believe that he noticed four things that changed his life, that motivated him to even renounce his prince life to become a seeker. And that is, he saw all person He saw a sick person and he see a dead body. And then he also saw another renunciant, another ascetic, a seeker. And the first three signs represent the nature of our life. Old person represent old age, sick person represent our vulnerability to get sick, and then dead person represent and dead body represent our death. So we that's the reality of our life: old age, sickness, and death. And then when he saw the renunciant, the ascetic, and he thought that they are actually looking for some solution to this inherent problem in humankind. So he was motivated to be like a seeker. So anyway, through his deep contemplation, he was quite concerned about the suffering that everyone is experiencing and the kind of limitation we all experience. Particularly, he was also thinking about how we are prisoners of our own body, and we are prisoners of our own narrow self. And then we are all having this constant suffering, constant discontent of maintaining and promoting our narrow self, and then also whatever happening to the body. So he renounced. The story is long, but I had to cut it short. Yeah, but anyway, he renounced his life, and then he started his own search. And of course, he might have thought that I can be a best ruler. I can be a best ruler, very fair, very good ruler. But maybe he will be able to create a prosperous country, and maybe the maybe pass laws that everybody is treated equally. But can I solve the problem of old age by being a king? Can I solve the problem of the suffering that people are experiencing, mental suffering, disappointments, and the fear, the grief that people are going through? Can I solve them? Being a king, even I become an emperor, I will not be able to solve this problem, because there's a prediction that he has the ability to become an emperor, right? But then yeah, so he realized that actually being a king doesn't really solve the true problems of the people. So that is why he really want to be a seeker and a spiritual teacher. And so he renounced his royal life, and then start seeking. And then there were a group of people at that time who were also actually doing this search and doing this practices. So he was really humble. He went to those senior ascetics and learned from them. And particularly, he learned different meditation techniques. And then, because they were also finding a way that we can, find some, peace and happiness. And particularly, so then he learned from them. But he realized that all these, teachers taught them a very good techniques of meditation. So they were able to use those meditative techniques and come to a point of supreme peace and tranquility, and be free from all kinds of agitation, all kinds of mental suffering. But you only experience that as long as you are in the meditation mode, in meditation state. Once you come out from that, you are again back to normal, right? And so, therefore, as for the ascetic Siddhartha, that was not enough. He was really looking for something, a change that we can do to our mind, even we are not meditating. We can maintain an equanimous mind, that we are not being disturbed by any physical condition that is happening to our body, and we are not disturbed by anything in happening around us, and maintain, you will still respond and live in the world, but maintain that inner equanimity without changing. So he wanted to have that permanent transformation. So he was not satisfied with all these, as the meditative techniques he learned from other ascetics. When he becomes so good in those meditation, the other teachers invited him. Now you are good as us, so please teach. You become a teacher in my tradition. But he didn't accept that. He left uh, those communities also. Then he started practice by himself. And the one common practice that they did at that time was self-mortification. They thought that body is a burden to the freedom of the mind. So they thought that if you give extreme pain to the body, there's a limitation that the body can take. Once you pass the threshold of the pain of the body, it means that you give such deep pain that even your body cannot take it, and that will give you a shock, that will give you an opening of your consciousness, that will somehow give you ability to transcend the body. That was their belief. That was the common belief. It was not, the many were practicing that. So Asiri Siddhartha, following that tradition, also started practicing extreme form of asceticism, extreme form of self-mortification. Reducing his eating, like fasting too long, fasting very long hours, a very long time, and even torturing his own body, like exposing himself to all these natural elements, and even try to stop his breath. And and he explained, to remember later, that he closed his mouth, closed his nose, and he feel like there's some kind of AI is trying to enter to his body through his ears, and he got a big headache. And he experimented with all these things, but he realized later, actually, these extreme forms are not really bringing any change to consciousness. And changing the whole tradition of that time, he renounced the ascetic, the self mortification too. That was a shock for all other ascetics, because others were thinking that he was so committed, he will really get something. When he gave it up, and everyone one got disappointed, but he was discovering a new path. And so that is what we call discovering of the middle path. And he realized that our body is not a burden to our opening of our consciousness. A body can be, in fact, a tool, a support. So he gave up all these ascetic practices, and then he started to eat, take care of his body, and develop some comfort in the body, and use the body as a basis for his meditation. And then he was developing his mind calmness, and he added to that calming techniques, he added what we call insight techniques. He realized that actually when our mind is so calm and so serene, instead of simply dwelling and having a good time with that a peaceful mind, we can use that peace, we can use that stability of the mind to see through actually what is happening within us. So he introduced a new techniques, what we call vipassana technique, insight meditative techniques, using the stable, calm mind to see through what is happening within us. So this is the issue that we all have as human beings, that we are blind to the process, what is happening within us. We can see our surroundings, we can see others, we can see what is coming to our senses, our visual forms, sounds, and taste. We can see what is coming to us, and then we once we get them, and we will react, we will respond to them. Either we have them, or we run away from them, or whatever. So we only can see what is coming to us, and we also can see what we do, but we don't see in between what is happening within us. When you see something, you see an object. So you see the object, but you don't see how you saw the object. The very process that makes you unable to see the object. Now you hear my voice. You hear my voice, and then you will think about something. You will have some response within your mind about my voice. But so we only see the voice, and we only see our response, but we don't show what is in between, how you make sense of my speech, and how you process that information. We don't see that. So this is the the what Buddha discovered is actually there's a basic blindness in our life. Although we think that we are like sensible human beings, there's a basic blindness. We don't see how we experience the world. We see the experience, but we don't see how that experience is built, how that experience is constructed. We see the images, but we don't see how we saw the image, and how we that inner process. So it's like we have this stimulus coming, and we have this reaction to it, but in between there's a big process we don't see, like a black box. And as long as we don't see it, we don't have a correct understanding of the world. We don't have correct understanding of ourselves. And because we don't see that exactly how I get this information, how I process this information, we tend to believe that the way we see the world exist as I say it. That is our belief. The way we experience, the way we believe that the world exists as we experience it. But in reality, our experience is a result of a mechanism, a process, very complicated process, very fast process. And the moment you hear my sound, how many things has to work together to make sense of one single word I'm saying to you? In fact, I'm not even saying any words. You are the one who create that words. I'm only emitting some sound waves. That's all I'm doing. I'm just emitting some sound waves from my vocal cord. It hits your eardrum. It creates vibration, and it is sensed by your brain, and it brings to your mind. You bring all your memories, things that you learn from your kindergarten. You need how many other conditions you need just to make sense of one word I'm saying. There's a whole complex process happening there, and you create the sound in your mind, and you give the meaning in your mind, but it happens so fast we have no clue of that whole process. You simply think that I am speaking. Yeah, I mean that's how, but I'm not really. In true sense, this is like a deep reality, not normal reality. This is deep reality. So what Buddha discovered is that we have this basic blindness to really what is happening within us, and we don't see how this experience is constructed. As a result, we do two mistakes. One, we believe that there's a permanent world out there as I experience it. So we have that wrong belief. There's a permanent world out there as I experience it. Therefore, I attach to it, or I develop resentment towards things that is not pleasant. And the second mistake here we are doing is, and we believe that there's a permanent I here who are experiencing all these things. Because we don't see that middle part, we project two different things. One is we project a permanent external world as I experience it, and we also project permanent internal I who are experiencing this. And that is how we operate in the world, all living beings. Nobody saw this until the Buddha has this awakening. And this part was hidden to all living beings. It's still not, visible for us until yet. But this is what Buddha discovered in his enlightenment. This what is really happening within us, and how we construct our experience. And with that realization, he was able to understand that how we experience suffering. And what is the basis of suffering? Basis of suffering is craving for the self and craving for sensual objects. But that the craving comes from basic misunderstanding that there's a permanent world out there and there's a permanent I over here. And that is a result of that basic blindness of the very process of the experience. We can talk about it now because Buddha has taught them. Buddha has saw this. Buddha has seen this in his enlightenment, in his awakening, and he has taught this clear. This is exactly what is happening. Then, therefore, we can talk about it. Otherwise, throughout human history, nobody questions our experience. I mean, very rarely. We just believe what we perceive. We just believe of a permanent self, and we just try to live. So after Buddha discovered this, and he really wanted everyone else to experience the reality, everyone else to come out from this blindness, and then truly realize exactly how we process this information or process this stimulus. So therefore, he first taught this is what is happening, and then he taught the method, a technique for us also to experience for ourselves, because without experiencing it for ourselves, we will not change. We can reduce our suffering, we can reduce our you know um, foolishness by a little bit knowing about it. Therefore, the knowledge is only the beginning, but we have to experience it for ourselves. That is why we need this practice. That's what we are doing. So first we learn. First, we learn whatever we experience in the world is a construction. There's a whole process happening here. I'm experiencing the world based on my sensory capacities and my mental categories. And so the experience, what I'm experiencing is coming through a lot of condition, coming through my own makeup, my own screenings. And then you start to realize that actually this is may not be the reality, and this is how I'm experiencing the world, and other people experience their own way, but we believe that they are also seeing experience the world as I experience it. But that is not the reality. First we learn about it, and then we learn that we don't take things that seriously. Don't, whatever, don't take things that seriously, because this is a construction, this is a process. And then, of course, Buddha has given us as a techniques eightfold path to experience it for ourselves. So we say in the Buddhist practice we have janato passato. We first know, and then we see it by ourselves. We experience. So we start with knowledge, what Buddha has taught us, but then we have to practice to personally verify it for ourselves, personal direct experience for ourselves. So we start with knowledge, but we are going to realization. We are going to our personal realization. In order to have that realization, we need this kind of practice, because the normal capacity of the mind cannot catch that process. I just told you. I mean, how you make sense of a word? It happens so fast, so complicated. Our current mind is not sharp enough to see that whole process. You need to tune it. You need to sharpen it. You need to calm it down in order to see that whole process. So, in order to have that kind of stability, you need to have good meditation. In order to have good meditation, you have to have a moral life precepts. So this is how they are connected. First we have the knowledge, and we know as information, but it's not our personal experience. And then we observe the precepts. We calm our body and mind, that give us a kind of life that is, a peaceful life, that we have less things to worry about. And then we calm our stimulations, and then that will support our meditation. And then through meditation, when we bring our mind to a calm and deep and peaceful serene moment, just like a the water that is not shaking anything, like a forest pool, like very transparent. And in that state of the mind, we can turn attention and see exactly how this experience is happening. That fast complicated process can be revealed to us right there, in that kind of state of the mind. But in order to go there, we need to tune ourselves. We need to train ourselves. That is what we are doing here. So we have to be very, very grateful to the Buddha for revealing this very hidden reality for all of us. The whole world simply operate on that assumption, and it's not wrong. I mean, we cannot blame anyone. We are still operating under that assumption, but at least we know that that is not the reality. At least we are willing to accept it, right? So that is what we call the Buddha, the awakened one. That is what he have awakened, and realized this hidden reality. And definitely that his enlightenment was a change of the whole human civilization. Not only human civilization, all living beings, because that revealed what is really happening underneath of our life, our experience. And that he realized exactly how we experience our suffering, our discontentment, disappointments, whatever we are going through. And then he found the way out. We are still a lot to practice, but we had to be very, very grateful for the Buddha to discover this, and for generously giving this path. And he really wanted everyone else to have this awakening. That is why he has recommended this path. So, with deep gratitude, let us follow our precepts. You can put your palms together. And with deep gratitude to the Buddha for his great generosity, for his great wisdom, for his great compassion, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, now Bhante Punna will come and conduct a meditation. We are so glad to have Bante Punna for our program. So,
Good morning, everybody, and we will wake up our body for a while. And you are sitting for long now. Stand up and warm up the body. We will do a short yogic posture to wake up the body. Bring your attention to your body and feel from the top to the bottom and feel the texture that you are standing on the floor or on the carpet, and relax your both arms. Now we can shut our shoulders and roll them all the way down and feel the tightness of the upper body, and tuck the tailbone and tight the body and feel the tightness of the both legs. Feel the tightness and draw your attention to the in breath and out breath. And slowly relax and feel the warming of the body. And do it two more times. Do yourself. One more time. Feel the tightness. Draw your attention to the in breath and out breath. And relax. And you can sit down. So, dear friends, we have two sessions. One now, and also the other one we have afternoon. In the morning, we will practice loving kindness meditation, and afternoon, we will practice breathing meditation. You are very familiar with the meditation on loving kindness and meditation on breathing. Loving kindness meditation helps us to practice compassion. And breathing meditation helps us to practice mindfulness all the way up to the wisdom. So, the compassion and the wisdom are the two great qualities that we can cultivate to the highest spiritual achievement. So now we are going to practice loving kindness meditation. In loving kindness meditation, we follow the discourse of loving kindness. Discourse of loving kindness, Karaniya Metta Sutta, also the very familiar discourse in the Buddhist practice. The whole discourse instruct us to how to practice loving kindness meditation and the benefits of the meditation. So, dear friends, now we will draw our attention to our posture and slowly bring your palms on your lap or on your thighs. Keep upper body upright as much as possible. And very gently we close our eyes. Now we can draw our attention further and further to the posture and observe the way you are sitting. And you are sitting on a meditative posture and body held well. You can scan the body from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. Scan the body and feel the body. Feel the body. And draw your attention to the any sensations of the body, any pains of the body. any sort of tingling sensations or numbness or any other aches and pains of the body. Draw your attention to the entire body and feel if you notice any pain, any aches, and feel them. You can relax your body. Physical relaxation, physical comfort is very important for the meditation. To relax your body, you draw your attention to each and every parts of the body. We can start our relaxation from the forehead. Draw your attention to your forehead and feel if you feel any tightness or any heavy feelings of your forehead, back of the head, and top of the head. Feel and relax. Just drop down and relax. Feel your facial muscles and relax. To relax your facial muscles, you can bring just a very relaxing smile. Have a beautiful smile on your face. Feel your both shoulders and shoulder blades. Just drop down and relax. Feel your both arms, upper and lower, to the tips of the fingers and relax. Relax. Feel your chest muscles and thigh muscles, upper and lower back muscles, and relax. Feel your sitting muscles, thigh muscles, knees, lower legs, ankles, sole of the feet, to the tips of the toes. Just feel and relax. Relax, relax, and relax. Let body to be in this relaxed posture. If you have any pains, aches due to your posture, you can very gently and very slowly and very mindfully you can change your posture. Otherwise, maintain the motionless posture. Feel the entire body. Feel the deep relaxation and let body to be in this posture. Now we can draw our attention to our mind. Though we don't know the specific location to reside the mind, we can deeply understand thoughts arising and ceasing thoughts in the mind, and also we can feel and we can notice we have past memories, we have future expectations, and we have present experiences. For all of those events, we have thoughts in our mind. In preparation of this deep meditative moment, we deeply observe the past and we notice and we understand past is gone. Whether we have pleasant or unpleasant or neutral, we just experience and understand past is gone and let them go and let them go. Future, future is not yet come true and let them go and let them go and let them go. Bring your attention to the present moment right now. Deeply admire and appreciate the moment that you have earned right now with the support of the spiritual friends and good guidance, with the support of the conducive environment. Now we are sitting in a very relaxed posture. Draw your attention to the present moment, right now, right here, and we will train our mind. We will train our mind to practice loving kindness. And we will use the trained, cultivated mind, loving kindness mind, to expand the loving kindness throughout the body and extend the loving kindness to all the spiritual friends and relatives near and far. train our mind for the loving kindness, we bring a wonderful simile given by the Buddha. How a mother take care of her only baby. To take care of the only baby, mother renders enormous, beautiful, loving kindness thoughts. Compassion, tolerance, patience, appreciation, forgiveness, truthfulness, worthiness, sharing, and caring. Those are the valuable thoughts that we create, that mind, the mother's mind create towards the baby. Same as a mother who take care of her only baby, we create loving kindness thoughts in our mind. Think just sitting a baby having a beautiful smile in front of you. Generate the loving kindness thoughts, compassionate thoughts, altruistic joy, and beautiful loving kindness thoughts. Make a genuine wish. May my mind be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my mind grow in compassion, tolerance, patience, appreciation, forgiveness, truthfulness. May my mind be well, be happy, be peaceful. Feel the loving kindness thoughts. Notice the loving kindness thoughts. Loving kindness thoughts, loving kindness mind. You can use your loving kindness mind and loving kindness energy, loving kindness thoughts to radiate the loving kindness to your own body. Feel grateful to have this body. Deeply admire without clinging, without having attachment, but having compassion and tolerance, patience, appreciation. We render the loving kindness from the outer layer of the skin to the inside. We render the loving kindness. May the skin of this body be well, Be healthy. Be healthy. Be healthy. Penetrate the skin and radiate the loving kindness to the muscles. May the muscles of this body be healed, be healed, be healthy. Radiate the loving kindness to the bones. May the bones of this body be healthy, be healed, be healed. Radiate the loving kindness and deeply appreciate the support of the respiratory system. May the respiratory system of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healthy. And radiate the loving kindness to the cardiovascular system and the digestive system and to the genitourinary system. May all different systems of this body, organs of this body, to the cellular level. May this body be healed, be healthy, be healthy. Radiate the loving kindness to all the neurons. May the entire nervous system of this body be healthy, be healthy, be healthy. May the brain, spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system of the body be healthy, be healthy, be healthy. Feel the loving kindness mentally and physically. Let body to feel the loving kindness. Let body to expose to the loving kindness. Let body to settle on the loving kindness. Be well, be well, be well. And make a genuine aspiration. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Use your strong loving kindness energy and loving kindness well-wishing thoughts and spread among the loving kindness practitioners around you. May my loving kindness practitioners here in this premises, may you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. We will expand the loving kindness to all the people in this premises, all the people in the neighborhood, all the people in this city, neighboring cities, in this county, neighboring counties, in this state, neighboring states, throughout the nation, neighboring countries, throughout the world. May all people be healthy, be healthy, be peaceful. Radiate loving kindness to all beings, all creatures, all the insects. May all animals, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be peaceful. Feel the comfort of your love. Feel the relaxation of the body. Practice loving kindness meditation for a while in your silent, in your way. Practice loving kindness. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peace. May all beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. May all beings be well, be happy, be peace. May I be well. be happy, be peace. Having this well wishing, loving kindness thoughts continuously, purposely maintaining the loving kindness, practice loving kindness meditation in silence. Slowly open your eyes and come out from the meditation. In appreciating everything and everybody, we say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so we will have Buddha Puja at 11 o'clock. So you have 10 minutes break if you want to use the restroom or have grab some water. So feel free to mindfully do that. Yeah.